Good evening, everyone. This is NJ Evans, and this is the evening drive home. I know I've mentioned to you a few times that I experienced a very strange phenomenon here in Arizona, and that was a storm came through that was in a 3 mile radius, of course, naturally where I lived. And apparently, not too many people remember it, except for the people that were residing in that area and then some of the adjacent communities that surrounded that area. They saw the roofs being thrown across the street, trees uprooted, and the winds and the gale. Oh, yeah, it was, if I didn't know better, it felt like a hurricane or a storm of that degree. But what I found very curious was that most people did not even realize such a thing happened and such a thing existed. Huh. Well, after watching the news, and I don't do that frequently because that was my industry and I learned not to do that. Anyway, after watching the news about Washington, which was a state that I did reside in for a period of time, I said, what's going on? But it also made me flash back to me standing in that living room and feeling the water rising up above my ankles and me reflecting upon the fact that I've been in those scenarios. But the difference between the first time and this time, or the second and third time and this time, was the fact that I was working those first few times. And this time, I was at home with my daughters. And for some reason, when it became personal, that's when I went into a state of shock. And I don't freeze easily, but shock. And I said, oh my, my. And I heard myself say to myself, hey, snap out of it, snap out of it. You better wake up, let's get going. Now, why am I saying that? Because I'm thinking about all the people that live in that beautiful state. It's really a very pretty state, Washington. That Seattle area going all the way down to Olympia. And I remember the few visits after I left there, because I spent one winter there and said, okay, I'm out. Pew. And I was arriving there from California at that time. I said, I can't do no cold weather, not like this. And I'm from the East Coast. I said, no, I can't do this. Now, why am I sharing all of this? Because that's the backstory to what I'm getting ready to do. Today is December the 16th, 2025. Now, it's a pivotal time because the 16th gives you just a few more days before that's the end of this year. And all the drama and all the beauty that can come with the next year coming in here. Depend on where you're standing. So I was following a thought that I had. So let me share it with you. And you will hear me turn pages on this one. So I hope you don't mind. I wish you loved this day, the joy of hearing the sounds of laughter coming from the once child in the cradle to the mother of many. When you hear the sound of rainwater rushing past your door, the same location you selected and asked Mother Gaia to protect your loved ones from the chaotic weather and all the crazy patterns and the newness of events beginning to manifest. Oh, how I wish I could have or could hold you in my arms and with a mother's love and assurance, inspire you, yes, inspire you to remember your greatness. Remember the tranquility, love, and protection you felt in my arms, the power and strength of my legacy, and the energy of pure love and safety. However, your journey has been arduous, filled with rocks and hills and valleys, and yet there were days of sunshine, wouldn't you say? Don't you remember joy and peace? Once again, I stand and I call to the powers of the universe, and with voice filled with command and confidence, I say, to the ocean and to the river, there is a 3-mile radius you are approaching, a circle protecting all of mine and those that belong to the divine, the universe, and the ancestors of love and light. Bring peace and confidence and vision for all to continue their goals and end their contracts completely with divine blessing. And set the stage for those behind to continue and manifest their greatness for the universe to go on. Like a comet shooting across the galaxy, rise now and remember your greatness. Remember, rise now with Mother Gaia and stability. The end. That's one of my originals. And I wrote that for the people of Washington. I wrote that for the people who just experienced some craziness in all different parts of the United States in terms of the weather. We're not talking about anything else yet, just the weather. And my point was to say to us, remember our greatness within and rise up, because Mother Gaia needs our help. Wouldn't you say? My name is NJ Evans. Thank you so much for being with me this evening. I really enjoy speaking with you. Have a great, great rest of your day. Ciao.